Beautiful people. Welcome to my numerology series where I'm talking about the life paths currently. If you don't know your life path, go to my previous video on how to calculate your life path. It takes 2 minutes, use your birth date, super easy. So today I'm talking about life path 8. So all the reduced numbers 1 through 9 fall into 3 groups. One is the mind group, which are numbers 1, 5, and 7. Then there's the creative groups, which are 3, 6, and 9. And then there's the business numbers 2, 4, and 8. I'm talking about 8 today. And 8s are the epitome of business. They are business. They are the executive. But when you meet someone else in your group, when they meet a 2, 4, and 8, 8s and other 8s can go either way. But when they meet a 2 or a 4, they just get each other. They understand. It's like an automatic connection. Okay? So 8s make the best passive-aggressive people. They also make the best philanthropists. So their whole life's lesson and purpose is to master power and money and abundance. So how do they do that? Well, it's not just through being the most powerful and having the most money. No, it's not about that. It's about mastering it. Mastering it. So 8s can teeter-totter between, being overpowerful, misusing their power, to the other end of the spectrum, which is abusing their power or let others abuse them. Okay? With money, again, both spectrums. Like they can be millionaires or they can, have $100 in the bank. But as long as they master it and they use it for good, that's the whole purpose. And abundance, not necessarily, abundance means so many things to different people, right? So the 8s have the ability to have so much power, have so much control, have so much money, have so much abundance, and their purpose is to master it and then also to serve others, philanthropists. So when they do make a lot of money or more, whatever, more than they need to live on, giving back or having a great service to people, it's all about using what they have, using all that power and that respect and that possibly money or other abundance to give back to others, okay? That is their whole life's purpose. So some positive traits and attributes. Usually 8s are very blunt, ambitious, confident, efficient, dependable, realistic, gregarious. A lot of 8s love to take center stage, and they love to talk. And some negatives, they can be workaholics. They can be very misinterpreted easily. They need to learn tact because they are so blunt. Not everyone can handle it. They need to do it in the right way. 8s can become very depressed, single-minded, rigid. A lot of 8s can have a fear of success. So, their life is about success and they can have a fear of it. Because, they don't want to if they get that power, if they get that money, if they get that control, they don't want to abuse it. So they're afraid of it. They're afraid. They can be timid in the same vein. They don't want any of that, so they just stay out of the limelight, stay in the background. They can sometimes have a low self-worth. 8s very often self-sabotage. Again, because they're afraid of what their power can bring. So they self-sabotage, so they don't get it. They won't get the power, they won't get the money. They self-sabotage so they don't get it. And a lot of 8s can have a difficult family upbringing, whatnot. A lot of 8s can have trauma and difficulty in their family life. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this. 8s can have a difficult path, okay? Not to say that everyone's going to have a difficult path who's an 8, but overall it can be very difficult. But don't dismay. You can get through this. It's all about, before you can manifest power and control and money and abundance externally, you have to have it all internally first. So self-control. You need to have power for yourself. Stand up for yourself, okay? Be grateful for all the abundance that you do have in your life. It's all about creating it internally first, and then you can create it externally and out into the world and to serve and give others. Okay? Some great careers for 8s: politics, big money, big business, lawyers, executives. On the other end of the spectrum, they might shun that and they want to do something on the smaller scale, like run nonprofits, what have you, be an artist, be a dancer. But overall, they're drawn to the big stuff, okay? Big business, big money, all of that. They enjoy the finer things in life, which is not necessarily about being materialistic, but they just enjoy the finer things in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. They need to be reminded that they can change their minds. Sometimes once they make a decision, they're like, oh, I'm stuck with it. Well, that's not the case. You can always change your minds. Always. Okay? A lot of 8s can tend to have huge successes in their life and major failures, and that's okay. And some examples of that are Whoopi Goldberg, Martha Stewart, Cindy Crawford, and Elizabeth Taylor. All lost their fortunes and gained them back. 8s need to keep their eye on the prize, because they will succeed. They will succeed. So 8s are funny. They tend to not have patience for any victims, but funny enough and ironically, they tend to act like the victim themselves in life. They're often late bloomers, so hey, if you feel like you haven't hit your stride yet, don't worry, okay? It will come later. Just keep going. 8s don't get away with much. They do not get away with much, so that can also cause difficulty. If an 8's driving down the road at 90 miles per hour on the highway next to a Life Path 5, the 8s will get pulled over. They do not get away much in this lifetime, okay? Humor is essential for an 8 because they can tend to get down on themselves and sometimes have low self-worth and get depressed. It's really important for them to have humor in their lives. And they need to embrace the present. Sometimes they are, too solely focused on the prize, where they forget to, be grateful for what they have and live in the present moment and be present with other people in their life. And also for 8s, it's very easy for them to lose their way, They might, shun money. Oh, I don't want money. That's, the root of all evil. And that's not the case. Money is just energy. It's all energy. So they can tend to, again, self-sabotage or, shun away from it, be timid, be fearful of it, But it's all about mastery, and it's all about using their power wisely. So again, to reiterate, they have an inherent amount of power, okay, inherent. And they need to develop their power and abundance and self-control within first before they can have it externally. But once they achieve the power and they achieve mastering money and their abundance, then they can give back to the world, and they can give back on, infinite, ways and on infinite levels, and it's really, beautiful. So 8s. Shout out James, my girl, and shout out Zelda. Love you guys. So 8s are awesome. I love 8s. Love you guys. Love you lots. So thank you for watching my video. Next up will be 9s, 11s, and 22s, the master numbers. So thank you so much for your support. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please comment or ask questions below. Please share if you think someone else would enjoy this information. Hope you guys have a beautiful day.